arena, Trey Frazier.
Ice Trey coming back for us here at DFC.
That's right, has fought, but his record has grown since that last fight, right?
Yeah, man's been busy. Man stayed busy since he started. Dude has been training for 3 years, fighting for 2 years, is 6-0 in MMA.
That is an incredibly active. Is he doing anything else?
Yeah, I mean, he competes in jiu-jitsu tournaments. Yeah. He's also a 5-0 as a kickboxer.
How? Is it a fight every other weekend?
It appears to be that way. Man is busy, and man doesn't lose either.
Well, I guess if you're always ready, you don't have to get ready.
He's only 22 years of age. Like, dude he says this is what he wants to do as a career. It seems that way, and it seems to be successful for him so far.
Now, his last several fights were pretty quick ones, right?
Yeah, man puts his opponents away. Last 3 fights, all first-round finishes. I believe his last one was within 8 seconds.
My goodness. Now, he's 6-0. His opponent undefeated as well. So, unfortunately, tonight, more than likely, someone's O has got to go.
Has got to go, yeah. Stuart, also a returning DFC veteran, made his debut for us here against Chris Markham. Incredible fight where he kind of, we'll say, dominated the first 2 rounds with his wrestling heavy style. Chris Markham, you know, trying to pull a rabbit out of a hat in the 3rd round. Hit him with some heavy shots early on. Van overcame the adversity, and it's really overcome some adversity in each one of his fights, and has shown the ability to pull through. And I would say that's, you know,
Monroe, Louisiana, welcome to the arena, Van Stuart.
If he can get that done again tonight against Mr. Trey Frazier.
And as Mr. Jamie calls Van's name and the room goes dark, what a crowd eruption for someone fighting local for Triad.
Yeah, we had this pegged early as a potential fight of the night, which is like hard to call, especially with all the talented guys we have here at DFC, guys ready to fight. But yeah, this one, I can't promise anything, but I'll tell you, I've been very excited about this since I heard it was announced.
Absolutely. And as the large Triad team behind him steps up, again, we can say that maybe this will be a little bit more of a grappler versus striker fight.
Yeah, Van definitely, I mean, he hits hard, but striking, from what I've seen, is not very crisp or clean. You know, kind of, I don't want to say rudimentary, that feels unfair, but nothing too fanciful.
As compared to Trey Frazier, who is kind of a punches by bunches fighter, there's a lot of volume when you look at his scorecards.
So, something that I find very interesting about this, though, again, this doesn't necessarily have full bearing on this fight, but in Trey Frazier's last fight here at DFC 6, fought a accomplished college wrestler and was able to got kind of taken down, but was able to deal with him on the ground and get a first-round TKO very quickly. I will say, Van Stuart is much more physically imposing than Trey Frazier.
Monroe, Louisiana. Our next battle is an amateur title fight for the 170-pound strap. Scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing first, in the blue corner, enter tonight's matchup, undefeated with 6 victories. Standing 6 feet even, weighing 170 pounds. He comes to us from Camden, Arkansas, in Tribe Gym and Martial Arts. Raise the roof for Too Cold Ice, Trey Frazier. His adversary, ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner, enter tonight's matchup undefeated with 3 victories. He comes in at 6 feet even, weighing 170 pounds, from Ruston, Louisiana, and Triad Martial Arts Academy. Give it up for Van Stuart! 3rd man in charge of the action, Mr. Chris Hill, Monroe, Louisiana. Let's get it on!
Both men fighting at 170 pounds, 6 foot tall on the scorecards. Like you said, we will see how this plays out. Very interested to see this fight tonight.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shut up and take it in for a second and see how we start out here.
Van seeming to try to catch distance versus Trey, getting low leg kicks. Now feigning high once he has established that. Went for a head kick.
That landed.
It did. Winced a little bit, did Mr. Van Stuart.
Van is kind of waiting here a bit. Like he's just pulling out a little bit and not doing much more than that. You even hear his corner saying Trey is too comfortable right now, and I agree with that. Van's kind of, you know, just pulling, trying to touching at that jab hand, not throwing enough back.
Yeah, maybe trying to find a little bit of a distance, but Trey Frazier, again, a man who's a high-volume thrower, getting comfortable early is not what you want to let him do.
Yeah, I will say the fact that Van does keep pulling that jab out there could kind of get Trey, you know, used to him just doing that. And, you know, the fact that it's already coming forward could use that to land good strikes as he shoots for the takedown.
Actually, that was the second time he had caught that leg kick, and this time using it to go for the takedown. But just like you said, Trey Frazier doing a great job defending it, even getting a little knee off in there.
Yeah, pilling him up and landing the strike off of it. Doing a good job, you know, tying up with the more physically imposing Van Stuart. Not that Trey Frazier has anything to be, you know, he's an athletic dude himself. You know, Van looks very strong in comparison, and Trey Frazier is doing just fine in the clinch so far with him.
Well, as often as Trey Frazier fights, he probably doesn't cut a lot of weight at 170.
Right.
Versus I would assume Van does.
Yeah, when I saw him at the weigh-in yesterday, he looked pretty sunken in, like he'd cut a considerable amount. So, yeah, I mean, he looks to be, you know, his body is much thicker than Trey Frazier here.
It's definitely going to the outside and has changed the angle. So just like we've seen tonight, multiple people using that wizard just like Frazier is. Now Van doing an interesting job of leaning heavy then the opposite direction to break over the spine of his opponent so that he could still possibly go for a body lock, leg trip, you know, maybe even a single leg on some possible clean breaks. That time a head kick from Trey Frazier on the clip.
Yeah, Trey Frazier not letting any of these opportunities go to waste. Anytime they're separating, he is landing and finding big strikes against Van Stuart. Van does land a right hand of his own, but it kind of glances off a little bit in comparison to what Frazier's landed so far.
Frazier very effortless with that leg kick. He just kind of floats it up.
Yeah.
And then he uses his front leading leg kick to change his opponent's angle. I don't know if you've noticed that, but he kicks the back of his leg.
Van's kind of, he's out.
Oh, knocked out Van quickly. What a performance. Catching the range.
Oh man.
Mr. Stuart not quite two yet, even though he's on his feet. Trey Frazier did.
What a beautiful knockout from Trey Frazier. You know, the crowd's, you know, very triad-heavy crowd here.
With the replay.
What a way to put it together for Trey Frazier, man.
Absolutely. Open with a spinning kick and then instantly left hand, left hand.
Dude is dynamic and can strike. Very accurate, very powerful. If you go back and watch his videos, you'll see him do this to, you know, great fighter after great fighter.
Absolutely. And in that case, what you have is you have a spinning back kick to a left hook. You knock him down just enough, and before he's even fully hit the ground, Trey Frazier's fast enough to have hit him again and put the fight away.
I saw a very similar sequence as I was doing research on him, but we'll say it started with an axe kick. It was something like axe kick into like rear hand, right hand, stance switch, jab cross, something along those lines, but just like puts together crazy combinations. People don't see it coming. He's very fast, very long, and very powerful.
Absolutely, and then throws, like you said, angles that there's no way his opponent trained for.
And very hard to take down too. And even if you do get him, like, the dude is the total package. I don't know when he plans on going pro, whatever, but he could when he wants to. But with that being said, remember, dude's been training for 3 years. It's just incredible talent. Brock and I were talking earlier. I kind of compared him to a more green John Jones.
Monroe, Louisiana. At the 2-minute 38-second mark of round number 1, we have a winner by knockout and new amateur 170-pound Delta fighting champion. Give it up for Trey Frazier!
Great consistent sequence as he throws
Too cold, baby.
To the crowd.
Too cold. Trey, we get it done, baby. 238 in the first round, man. Impressive knockout. Tell me, how do we feel?
I feel amazing, man. I feel amazing, man. I just want to say thank you to the Most High for this victory, for everything I've been going through my whole life, for the things he's done, for the things he's doing, and the things he's going to do for me. Thank you, God. Thank you to my family, and RIP my grandma. I love her.
Man, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, get up for Mr. Trey Frazier.
What an athletic multiple discipline performance put on by Trey Frazier.
Yeah, I'm going to be tuning into every Trey Frazier fight in the future. I'm a big fan of his and love to see what he has to offer to the sport of MMA.